If you've ever tried to cook with mushrooms and you've just found that they're too soggy, too slimy, too... You know what? You've been right. They can be that way, but they don't have to be that way. Let's fix them. Let's do it right. This is Matt. This is Big Food from a Tiny Kitchen. This is the place that you go if you've never thought that you could cook, but you want to. We're going to do mushrooms today. We're working on a couple of different kinds. So first of all, portobello, king mushrooms, baby portobello. Hi, babies. And then enoki. Now, I'm not actually cooking with these today, but I did want to show them off. These guys I love, and whenever you're doing a stir fry, I actually use these in the stir fry instead of noodles. They're fabulous, but we're not using them. So I'm a tease. We're going to stuff these. I'm going to show you how to make a steak with these. And I'm doing a different kind of steak with this guy. We've been told, don't get your mushrooms wet. We've been told, don't rinse them. Only use a brush or a paper towel, a damp paper towel. Well, maybe you can. That's not a bad way to go. But you can also rinse them off. All you're really trying to do is just get the dirt off them. I should really be more prepared when I'm trying to show you things. You can get them wet. Don't let them soak in water. They are absorbent. But if you just pat them dry, they are done. First of all, take out the parts you don't want. In this case, I don't want the stems inside. I want the stems on the outside of these mushrooms. So I'm just breaking them off. But they're hard to do. And these want to hold on. So on the stuffed mushrooms, you're going to see that I'm choosing mushrooms that have a nice solid base. I'm going to be putting them into this in a little bit, and I want them to lay flat. I don't want them all jingly jangly. So flat bottoms, good. This one is not as, well, that is flat. This one is not as flat as I want it to be. So that one is too jingly jangly. I'm going to use it for something else. That one is a good one. I'm going to set these aside for a second. I'm keeping the stems for the moment. I'm going to stuff this with its own mushroom stems, Italian breadcrumbs, red onion, a little bit of garlic powder. Where's my bacon? I got bacon. And I've rendered down some bacon bits. You don't have to use bacon if you don't want to. You can keep it vegan. Personally, I like going to restaurants and ordering the portobello mushroom burger, the vegan mushroom burger, and then adding bacon to it and cheese. The servers love that. They always get a chuckle. I think it's fun and delicious. Right now, I'm just mincing this up, the stems. I definitely do not need all of this because we're only stuffing maybe half a dozen, and we have a lot of things to stuff with. But you know what? Maybe I will. I can use this for other things. I'm not too proud. I could use this stuffing for many things. I can't think of what yet. Maybe you should tell me down in the comments what you think I should use. Where would I put this stuffing? Let me rephrase that. What other food item could I stuff with these mushrooms? Did you know that mushrooms are not plants? They're entirely separate from plants or animals. Although I guess genetically speaking, they are closer to animals. Weird. I'm putting this in a bowl. So bacon adds a lot of flavor and a little bit of fat. I like that smokiness to it. If I had shallots, I would have added shallots. I don't have shallots. So I'm adding just a little bit of red onion. I'm going to saute this in a pan. Got the pan on a medium-high heat. Just a little bit of olive oil in there. Swirling around. Gonna let that cook for a minute. So I'm softening the mushrooms and the onions and getting the bacon cooked down just a little bit. I don't need a lot of salt because the bacon actually has salt in it. But the onions and the mushrooms don't. They also don't have pepper in them, so pepper. I'm adding just a little bit of garlic powder here. But Matt, you say, why are you adding garlic powder instead of just adding garlic? I'm lazy. I'm adding the breadcrumbs now because this is going to absorb a lot of moisture when the mushrooms cook down. But I do want that breadcrumb toasted just a little bit to add flavor. So, all right, so I'm taking off the heat. Gosh, that's aromatic. I absolutely love this. So a lot of people add cream cheese or something like that to make a really creamy center. I don't want that. I want something that's a little bit more crumbly, dry, not something that's gooey, liquidy, volcano-y. That's not a good word. Volcano-y, lava, something that's going to be overly hot, something that's going to get overly cold. I just want something that's got a really good toothsome flavor to it. But I am going to add Parmesan cheese because I really just want to keep that flavor going. So that's about a quarter cup of grated cheese. Toss that all together. Select your best contestants. Fab, love it. Looking good. Oh. I'm using a dainty spoon. I get something in each one of these first. Smash it down in there. So if I get enough in there the first time around and I smash them down, that just makes sure that I've got enough. Now I can top them off a little bit more. You don't want to break the mushrooms. I wish you could smell this because that bacon and the toasted breadcrumbs with the herbs in it, it's just heaven. This is what food is about. This is great cuisine here. They fit in there just like I planned it. I'm just going to top them with a little bit of cheese now. Again, you can use things other than bacon. I've used shrimp. You can probably be creative. Go to town. Knock yourself out. You don't have to use a meat at all. I've got the oven at 400. We're going to put that in for about 15 minutes. I'm going to check it at 12. Finally, to take care of mushrooms if you don't use them all, this is what I've always done, and it seems to work like a champ. I get just a little bit of paper towel, damp, absolutely wrung out with all of my strength, opened up gently, put on top, tuck these into the refrigerator. I keep them there for a week, maybe even longer. They get a little bit brown, but that actually adds more flavor, and they're okay. Don't let them get slimy. Don't let them get moldy. That's gross. But a little bit browned, a little bit of color to them, good. So for the portobello and the king mushroom, I do want to keep them as dry as possible because I am going to sear them. So I'm going to break this off. That one just kind of came out fantastic. I'm going to have my towel, get it just a little bit wet, and I'm just going to rub it towards the outside. Here I'm just looking to see if there is any dirt, any broken gills. I'm just wiping the gills towards the inside, towards the stem. These usually just get cut above the dirt anyway, so a quick wipe down is really all it needs. And again, I just wipe from top to bottom. I'm going to work with the king mushroom first, and I want to put these into slices, about a 1/4 inch thick, maybe a fat quarter, maybe call it 3/8. Doesn't have to be perfect. This one's going to be thin, but I do want them to be about that thick. You'll see that this is curved one way and straighter the other way. You kind of want to get the straight part here. That'll make it easier for you in the next step. These we sear as is. Come on over. Turn the stove on medium high. This is a big pan. Once that's hot, these we're just going to lay in the pan like this. You'll notice I have not added salt or anything to them yet. Again, the salt is going to make them soggy. I don't want to do that. Not for these. Not yet. If I had my pan centered, it would be even more impressive, but they do curl up a little bit, so here in the center it's not as done. It'll get done on the other side. But the ends, the edges, those are all delicious right now. That's already caramelized. They're beautiful. My timer has just gone off on the oven. I think the stuffed mushrooms are done. Let's check them out. These are beautiful, but right now they are hotter than the surface of the sun. So I am not going to be eating them yet. These are just seared to perfection. And they smell meaty, they look meaty. This is where I salt them. I'm only adding salt and pepper to this. That's all it needs. This is something that is a lot like meat. It has a texture to it. It has a substance. It has a toothsomeness to it. It is savory. It also has its own flavor. It's not meat. It is something unique. It is something that celebrates itself. And I could just eat this as a dinner all night by itself. This is one of my favorite things. Try it. I mean, seriously, try this. Next up, let's do a portobello steak. This is, again, really, really easy. Only a few ingredients. First, I'm going to do a bit of a brush on it. Touch of olive oil. Some cheap red wine vinegar. Stir that up with grand intention and just brush it on. You're going to see that the top is going to absorb it quite a bit. That's okay. I want a little bit of this at the bottom of the pan, not a lot. broiling on high, top shelf, 7 minutes. Clean the kitchen. Let's give these a try. I think they're cooled down enough. They smell great. That cheese and that bacon and those Italian breadcrumbs really come together. You can see there's just a little bit of moisture on the plate, but boy, it's not soggy. And I think that's what we all are afraid of, is that soggy mushroom. This is not soggy. That's good. All right, that's been in there for 7 minutes. I'm going to just take a little bit of this and brush the top. Add a pinch of salt. Flip it over. Put it back in here for another 3 minutes. Okay, that's been 3. And that's beautiful. I mean, that looks meaty. Let's taste it. I have a knife somewhere. Already it's got texture to it. It's got bite. So when you think about a juicy steak, and you think about the texture and the juices that are in it, that's what this is. Just like the king mushroom, it's got a flavor that's all its own, but it's really texture. It's really meaty. It's so satisfying. This one is one of those that people love. You're going to enjoy. So give this a try. Give all 3 of these a try. They're beautiful. This is Matt. This is Big Food from a Tiny Kitchen. I hope you enjoy it. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.